Petzl Pantin is a foot ascender that is designed as an optional climbing aid for the frog ascending system. While Petzl commercialized the first of this style of ascender, there are now many other manufacturers of foot ascenders including Climbing Technology, Kong, CMI, and Camp. A traditional frog system uses a foot loop that can accommodate both feet, but by placing one foot in the foot loop and using a foot ascender on the other foot, it can have some climbing efficiency advantages. By being able to transfer weight to the rope directly at the ankle, this tends to keep the feet under the caver and promotes a more upright posture during the stand portion of the sit-stand cycle. This upright posture transfers more of the climbing force to the larger leg muscles and away from the arms. Foot ascenders also typically have a softer cam spring that creates less drag on the rope when they are advanced. This makes it easier to begin ascending from the ground when there's very little rope weight below you and avoids the tendency to pull up the rope. The foot ascender also provides tension below the chest ascender, so for cavers that have chronic problems with the rope not feeding through their chest ascender, a foot ascender eliminates that issue. The Pantin has a webbing harness with two adjustments, one under the foot and one around the ankle. The current version of the Pantin uses abrasion-resistant Dyneema webbing. The previous version used nylon webbing with a bit of 1-inch tubular webbing under the foot as a protector. These straps will wear out, but replacement straps can be bought for a reasonable price. I know a few cavers that wear their Pantin all the time, and this will definitely shorten the life, as the webbing strap under the foot abrades. I tend to put mine on or take it off depending on whether I'm in passage that is predominantly vertical or horizontal. If there are just occasional short vertical pitches, then I generally don't bother with the Pantin. But if there are a long series of pitches or a single very long vertical pitch, then I take the time to put it on. The webbing under the foot on the older version of the Pantin was notorious for loosening with use. The new version has a stainless steel bracket that the lower strap threads through, and this seems to do a better job of holding its adjustment. I have known cavers who have lost their Pantin or had it come off during a climb when the strap became too loose. A solution is to adjust it to the correct length for the boots you wear, and then run a line of stitches through both strands of webbing either with a needle and thread or a speedy stitcher. This keeps it from getting loose, but can be easily cut away if there's a rare need to make an adjustment. The cam of the Pantin should be positioned very near the inside ankle bone, and because of the nature of the harness, it's easier to tighten and more comfortable to wear if used with boots. The original Pantin was designed for use on the right foot, and the left foot would go in the foot loop, but it's now available in either a right or left foot version, and the choice is left to personal preference. The Pantin, much like other Petzl ascenders, is made from an anodized aluminum shell with a cast stainless steel cam. Unlike other Petzl ascenders though, the Pantin is a climbing efficiency accessory and is not rated for life safety use. As a result, it doesn't carry any of the UIAA, CE, or EN certifications, and should never be considered a point of contact with the rope with respect to redundancy. The Petzl Pantin is unique amongst foot ascenders because it has two separate springs on the cam. There's a smaller diameter and softer spring that pushes the cam against the rope, but there is a second, stiffer spring that engages when the cam is opened about halfway. The softer spring allows the Pantin to be advanced up the rope with minimal friction, and the stiffer spring helps prevent the Pantin from being accidentally kicked off the rope. The standard version of the Pantin has no safety catch, and it's designed so that the caver can remove it from the rope by simply kicking the leg backwards sharply with the knee bent. This is faster and more efficient when negotiating alpine rigging that may have multiple rebelays and deviations, where the Pantin must be detached and reattached to the rope to cross these obstacles. Unfortunately, this convenience also means that the Pantin can be accidentally kicked off the rope when not desired, and for many cavers this is a never-ending source of frustration. When frogging, focus on lifting the knees as high as possible but not the feet, and keep the lower leg in line with the rope. The older version of the Pantin was equipped with a hole under the cam, and a carabiner could be clipped to this to prevent the cam from coming open. It's a hassle to reach down and clip a carabiner into this hole after getting on rope, and a major difficulty of crossing rebelays or deviations. This was only a practical option if climbing long free-hanging ropes. The current version of the Pantin can be equipped with an optional safety catch that allows easier locking and unlocking of the cam. You still need to reach down and manually open this safety catch when crossing obstacles, but it's much easier than the old system. It's not practical to take the safety catch on and off while underground, so you need to decide whether this is an advantage or not for the type of rigging you expect to encounter. I've tried using the safety catch on several trips in Carlsbad Cavern and Lechuguilla Cave, which generally have very few hanging rebelays, and I've decided I prefer using the Pantin without the catch in almost every situation. The Pantin can be used as a foot ascender in a rope walker ascending system. In this case, a safety catch is preferred, and the opposite knee ascender is generally advanced using a single bungee. This gets rid of the complexity of the double bungee and pulley, but I found it to be a little less comfortable for climbing. The Pantin sits around the ankle, so when you step up, there's some torque placed on the foot. When using it with a frog system, then only about half the caver's body weight would normally be on the foot with the Pantin when standing. But with a rope walker, 100% of the caver's weight will be on that foot with every other step, and this can become strenuous for long rope pitches. The Pantin can allow the frog system to function in a rope walking mode by alternating steps with the foot loop and foot ascender. This is sometimes referred to as a frog walker. It is rarely done on free hanging ropes or when tethering a pack, because the croll doesn't provide much upper body support, so it's very strenuous. However, it can be very efficient when the rope is against a wall and the pitch is at a lower angle, where weight can be maintained directly over the feet. In this mode, the upper ascender must be advanced manually, and it takes a little practice to identify a good rhythm, but it can be a very fast method for ascending. If crossing a mid-rope obstacle such as a knot, deviation, or rebelay, the Pantin will need to be removed from the rope and reattached. It's generally left on the rope until the croll has moved past the obstacle, and it can actually assist in crossing rebelays if there's no ledge to stand on or foothold to push off from, because it provides the caver an extra step. If you're tethering a pack, then you'll want to take care that the Pantin doesn't attach itself to the pack tether cord during these transitions. Nothing is quite as frustrating as stepping up on your own pack tether. In an emergency, the Pantin can be used as a hand ascender, but it's not designed for this purpose, and if it doesn't have a clipping hole or safety catch, then it can very easily come off the rope. It's a better idea to carry a spare Petzl Basic or tie block for these scenarios. Of all the foot ascenders now available, the Petzl Pantin is the smallest, lightest, and most widely used. It's also the only foot ascender that gives you the option of equipping it with or without a safety release catch. You can buy the Petzl Pantin in either a right or left foot version from any of the usual caving gear retailers. Links to these resources can be found in the description below.